Hey everybody, and welcome to another JASP update video. In this video, we're going to talk about the new updates that the folks at Just Another Statistics program dropped in May 2026. So I have it open here, and you can see that it is 0.97.1. Oh, we're so close to version 1. So they dropped this new version last month to when I'm recording this video, and 971 included an important fix that you can see here, but we'll jump to those fixes. Let's talk about a month ago when they dropped this, as you can see, May 13th, 2026, some new features. And in another video, I'm going to talk about this second bullet point, CSV preview. So I'm going to update my how to open a CSV file in JASP, which has been around the channel for, I want to say 7 years or something like that. It's one of my most viewed videos. And I'm just going to update it because if you have an updated version of JASP, it's going to look a little bit different than it used to. So stay tuned for that. Probably the next week, you'll see a new video on that one. But 0.97 also dropped file encryption. You can encrypt your JASP files in case you've got that super secret statistical data. You can put a password on your data. That is pretty cool. I don't think I'd ever use this, but just in case you're dealing with sensitive data, data that maybe has PII, personal identifying information, you want to keep it to either you or a tight group of people that can access that information, then you can use JASP and not worry about privacy concerns, right? Because you can now encrypt your JASP file. You can also, as you can see, encrypt it so only the developers at JASP can read it and no one else, right? And this is for some, I guess, communication with issues that if you don't want to share that information on the JASP website, because if you encounter a problem and you report a bug and they're like, well, we need to have your data to recreate the bug, recreate the circumstances where the bug lives, where it was found, then you may need to do that. All right. And then we move on to the third bullet point. I know I went out of order here. We go to the third bullet point. Autosave is now unobtrusive. It used to pop up on the screen. It used to pop up like pretty much in the middle of your spreadsheet at the interval that you set. It used to be right in the middle, and depending on the speed of your computer, right, the specs of your computer, it either lagged there because it was still saving, right? The size of the data file is also going to impact how quickly it can, do an autosave. Many of the data files that I've used in these videos are very, very, very small, right? Kilobytes worth of information handled by the modern computers within seconds. It was never really obtrusive, but if you've got 30,000 cases and 100 variables, then the autosave might take a little while, and it being in the middle of your spreadsheet or the middle of your analysis window, a little obtrusive. So I can see where they got that, right? And so it does this in the background. Now, a new thing for Windows, this I don't think applies to Macs because I'm on there. They've added a new MSIX, which I believe stands for Microsoft something. No, it's an MSI. Microsoft, I don't know what the I stands for. I'm not going to look that up. You can look that up. But they added this thing so you can add the packages that use the MSI, X installer with packages that are also available on like Windows Store, etc. Right? So it's just a new version of the MSI installer from previous. And then so those are the new features of 0.970, and the rest are fixes, right? So Windows was impacted by Power Automate. They fixed that up. Massive speed up when reading large data files. Removing the boost system dependency. Set current workspace with these values. Did not set workspace values. Of course, that you need to have that working. Improve pop-up menus, making them scalable. Ooh, I like that. So you can then change the size of those dialog boxes. Specific fixes to descriptives. Q plots weren't working as they should. Range, median, and IQR box plots were not being displayed for ordinal variables, and then rain cloud plots were not showing all data. I wouldn't put those in there. I wouldn't be too concerned about that personally, but I can see how others would. And then some specific other fixes to the BF pack, and then fixes and features are available in their beta version in the module library. So let me talk about the module library for a second, because it has gotten quite robust since I did my last update video for 0.96. So how we get that modules menu is by clicking on the plus, and it opens up the double menu. Always now. Earlier, so prior to 0.96, I believe, we had just this side menu with all of these side-loaded, but you could have them in your top bar if you wanted to, if you just check them, right? But now we have the modules marketplace, we'll say, with some channels, right? So we've got the community, we've got the official, I was on the community previously, which is why it was only showing community, because I was seeing what new ones were being offered, but the official ones are produced by the JASP dev team, right? And these are the ones that you'll see in older versions of JASP here on the side. The ones with the trash cans are the ones that are made by the community. So you can't delete the official ones, okay? Can't delete those, but you can uncheck them so they don't show up in your top bar while you're scrolling through, right? You don't have to worry about them cluttering up the spaces if you don't want to. I have them all up just for demonstration purposes, of course. And so now what this fix is explaining is that all the other fixes are in their beta version. So right now, what I have is up to date, and you can see that this is the version as of 0.95.5 release 0.12. Okay, so that's acceptance sampling. But what I can do is click on show betas, and we can update acceptance sampling by clicking on update beta. And what that'll do is it will give us 0.96.4 beta 0.14, which was last updated a few weeks ago from this recording, May 30th, right? So I can click on update beta and it will download it, and it will give me the most current version of acceptance sampling. And I chose acceptance sampling because I don't use it. So if something is broken in this beta, then it won't impact me personally, but I'm just using this as an example to show you how it works. Now, if you are interested in beta testing, which is why they have this available, I'm sure they would love for you to give them feedback on bugs and ways to improve the acceptance sampling module, right? And you can see here, it now has a trash can. What this trash can does is the same thing as the uninstall beta button. It will take it back to the, as you can see here with the Innova release, that same release that we had previously, right? This stable one. You can see downgradable stable, right? And so we can uninstall beta and it will do that. Clicking on this is also just downgrade to release. I'm assuming that these two things do the same thing. Okay, downgrade to release or uninstall beta. And yeah, it does the same thing. I wonder if the down arrow drop-down menu will feature other commands in the future. But we can go back to show betas, we can show community, and we can update all, and it will just download everything. And again, it will include the most recent beta. If I don't have the show beta checked, it won't give me the information on that, right? So just to point out, because with these new releases of the JASP program, I like to highlight things that have changed. So just like that. And then of course, we saw last time, search for a module. I have community selected. I'm gonna leave the betas off for now. If you want to use those betas, go for it. But some new community packs that I'm probably not going to do videos on because they're very niche statistical topics here. We have the Bruch-Pagan test. This is a test for heteroscedasticity in linear regression. It is a specific test, and it is Matthias Buchfa made that one. So you can download that. You can see there's community. Okay, scrolling down a little bit more. I did update my dyads because I did do a video on the dyads, I believe. There is a new module, this was in April, called Kinematics by Pabrod. This is how doing movement analysis. Pretty cool. I mean, I have a lot of students these days who are doing like psych and kinesiology, doing some sports psych kind of stuff. So that would be really cool to learn. I'm an old dog and I probably won't do that unless I have to. And then another April release from Egon Zato. Or E. Gonzato. Not sure how to parse that one, but this is propensity score methods, examples for module builders. So I'm not entirely sure if this is a propensity score methodology or it was just made to help other module builders in the JASP environment make them. I'm not sure. Haven't installed it, haven't looked at it. But you can see we've got what appears to be tau, x, and y, and some sort of mediation model. I'm not sure. There, I installed Robust Statistics by Johnny Dorn. This is adding Bayesian modeling to classical statistical analyses. I probably won't be doing a video on this module. There's some Bayesian stuff in there that I'm just not sure of, so would not be a good idea to have a tutorial where I'm not fully versed in that. I gave it a classical statistical analyses. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, robust. What does that mean? So I opened it up. I did a couple of things, and it wasn't for me. So sorry about that if you were looking for that. But it's pretty solid by Johnny Dorn here. And then I already had synthetic data. So I updated that. Not a lot has changed from my video on this. And then the test module is not something that this is a module to test stuff with. So you kind of just put your stuff in there. I suppose this came with the big module update in 0.95 or 96 or whatever it was. So that is 0.97 changes. Let's take a look. Let's scroll back up to the early June hotfix release 0.1 here. There was an issue with significant figures not rounding correctly, which is weird, right? Perhaps the wrong way that there was rounding going on. We're sorry about that. It sneaked in during the locale specific support. So they fixed that, right? Some indescriptives gave the wrong value, right? So this is all statistics, not just p-values or anything like that. Where numbers over 4 significant figures. So that's 5 or more decimal points, or 5 or more values after the decimal point, excuse me. And so if the bug was only visible if you did not force all numbers in JASP to have a certain amount of decimals. So this is a specific bug, but an important one, right? If you're saying, okay, computer, do this math for me, and then it turned out it wasn't accurate, right? I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem like it's the right sum value, right? So I think somebody discovered that the sum was being miscalculated, right? And then a few general fixes, and then a new analysis called distribution comparison. Okay, distribution comparison. I'm not sure where distribution comparison lives. I wish there was a search function here because I didn't. Distributions is an option in here. Distribution. Oh, compare. Is that? Yeah, that is it. All right, so compare. I can't. Oh, that's a bummer. Compare. Wonder how you use it. Let's see. Let's see how you use it. All right, so this just seems like it's the pull request. Okay. Yeah, there's no and assessing their fit to data. So I wonder if you have to have some data open. So let's open up the beer goggles data distributions, compare distributions. Okay. So let's use attractiveness and select distributions to compare. Let's do normal and let's do well, chi-squared. Okay. And then let's go into it doesn't, I thought it was going to produce the, okay. So it just produces statistics for it. There we go. Oh, it was working in the background. My bad. I was like, work, why don't you? Okay. So we've got a distribution comparison table. Okay. And then it gives us the normal statistics and goodness of fit. It looks like it's fine. Histogram versus theoretical, the QQ plot, the empirical versus theoretical cumulative probability, and then the PP plot. So I am 12. Okay. So there, yeah. So this is a model fit package as opposed to just like looking at different normal distributions and then playing with that as my previous video on this topic highlights. Okay, that's cool. And then a couple of specific fixes in the descriptives where rain cloud was not displaying all data points. That feels like that's from the previous, and then updated easy BGM in the network. And then a few other fixes. I will pause here. I think that's all of them. Yeah, right, cool. Spanish R, data sets could no longer be loaded. Okay, created before, fixed that. That must have been broken as somebody updated. Fixed filters for categorical data. Okay. And then Word and MSIX installations. Okay, pretty cool. And then a few other ones. So that's it. That's what we got. We've got a new JASP version, 0.97.1. Looking forward to the next one. If you have any comments, suggestions, or other feedback, please leave those in the comments down below. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.